Hi everyone, welcome to the Movieception Show. My name is Fariba, and earlier this afternoon we actually got, I believe, a full trailer for Toy Story 5. It's been quite a while since we've actually had any Toy Story movie. I think the last one came out was like 2021. But I think what's so remarkable is that despite what was supposed to have been a farewell between Buzz Lightyear and Woody, we're going to see Woody back. We're going to see them reunited. I don't know how that's going to happen. I'm assuming this trailer is going to give us some answers to that. But that being the case, it's been, 5 years since we've had a Toy Story movie? Now, personally speaking, I don't even know if I've ever actually spoken about Toy Story, and I'll try to be brief about it. But for me, I thought 1, 2, 3 were amazing. For me personally, I think Toy Story 3 had the most perfect ending, and I thought that should have been the end of the whole franchise right there. But since then, we've not only had another Toy Story movie, but we also have the very polarizing Buzz Lightyear spin-off. But that doesn't take away the fact that Toy Story is a very big franchise. There's a reason why they continue to make these movies, even though they've tried to conclude it multiple times now, and yet we still have a fifth one coming out. Again, I'm still very curious how Woody's gonna be back this time around, given the circumstance of the fourth film. But yeah, I don't even want to wait any longer. I'm very curious to see how they're gonna do this film. So without further ado, let's get right down into watching the new trailer for Toy Story 5.
Here in Beverly to be your beloved bride.
Yeehaw! I now pronounce you husband and knife. Oh, poison the maid of honor!
Bonnie, there's a package for you.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Hi
Oh,
there,
right, the
I'm
lily pad.
Let's play.
Extinction! Not again!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Screen time's over now.
Okay.
I want to talk to you, Device.
Please, call me Lily.
Me and the toys have been working all summer to try and get Bonnie to make friends.
Yeah.
But then you had to ruin
Got
it.
it.
You're not even listening to me.
I'm always
Ooh,
listening.
she's right.
See?
Now look here, me and the toys have been working all summer
Now in Spanish.
con los gemelos Jordan, al otro lado del
What?
Yeah, I got dibs on behind the dresser.
Oh!
Jesse, hello?
Is it as bad out there for toys as they
okay.
say it is?
We're finding more abandoned toys each day.
Tex invaded our house, too.
I don't know, Jesse. Toys are for play, but tech is...
That's for everything.
I'm losing Bonnie to this device.
You got a friend
Came here as fast as I could.
Why are you wearing a dress, Woody?
It's called a poncho, Forky.
Someone needs a brown marker.
Halt! Who goes there? Whoa, whoa, whoa! I come in peace.
It's been too long, cowboy.
What are you, some sort of old man toy?
What?
She thinks you're old because you're bald, Woody.
Bonnie needs help from someone at least from the same century. So long, toys.
We're gonna need backup. No way.
Oh my god! Lots of buzz.
Our mission on this planet is to make a child happy.
Bonnie still needs us. Come on, Bullseye!
Buzz, you stay here. I'm going with them.
You don't think I can do it?
No!
Nice poncho.
Oh!
It's good to see
We're
them
getting a little
fighting
bit of
again.
callback
It
there.
sure is.
So that was the official trailer for Toy Story 5. And I think after having seen and gotten a little bit more insight into the story, I have to say I actually am a lot more on board with this fifth movie that we have here, more so than what we had with Toy Story 4. And the reason why I say this, as I said earlier, is that for me personally, I felt like Toy Story 4 was really milking the popularity of the IP, or Disney was basically milking the popularity of IP just because it is one of the most profitable franchises out there. I think Toy Story 3 itself made over $1 billion, and I think the second film I'm pretty sure it hit $1 billion. I have to double check on that, but it's an IP that makes a lot of money. And so for me, even though Toy Story 4 was a pretty good movie, I do think that it was maybe a little unnecessary. Like for me, the perfect ending was Toy Story 3, where you see kind of this full circle journey with Andy and Andy with the toys, and for me, and I'll tell you this, I honestly was crying watching the ending because I was like, oh my god, this is like literally me looking at my own life. And so for me, I personally think that, you know, the story should have ended back in 3, but seeing this trailer here, I think that the 5th installment actually has a lot more at stake and actually has a lot more relevance to what's happening in the real world. Especially when we learn that the villain was actually going to be like, you know, a screen, like a lily pad, or because how we call it iPads, they call it lily pads in here. But in a sense, we're seeing the consequences of advancement technology catching up with how people are interacting, how people are responding, how people are dealing with their everyday lifestyle. And in this case, of course, we're seeing how kids nowadays are playing less with toys and are more invested in screen times. And as a result, toys are becoming a lot more obsolete. Like, I don't think I've seen, and I haven't seen much ads about toys in a long time because kids are so invested, because kids are literally on the screens of like a tablet or a phone for a long time. Of course, there's always the screen time restriction, but that's not to say that kids these days are not playing with toys as much as they used to, at least during my time, right? Like, for me, I come from a generation where there was like that really nice period where we would always play with toys, and we hadn't been yet exposed to things like iPads or iPhones. Like, I didn't even get my first iPhone until I was like maybe 14, 15 years old. So by then I had already been, you know, I already kind of, you know, moved away from playing with toys. And even then I still have collections. Like, I know I have some Funkos, I have some plushies, but generally speaking, I haven't played with toys in a long time. And yet kids these days, like, it seems as though that they've been playing less with toys and are a lot more invested with screens. And this is kind of a whole discussion that's been happening on the sociological level because of the fact that, you know, because kids are so invested with screen times, that it does get a little bit worrying about how they would interact with people and how that's going to impact their social skills. And we kind of see that here. Like, they hint that in the trailer. Like, we have someone like Bonnie who like wants to play with toys, who wants to be, you know, interact, who want to be physical with these toys, and the people that she's trying to be friends with, all they care about is the screen time. And even though they're together with the screen time, they're not actually talking to each other. And you can see even at one point where Bonnie is just like looking at them, and then she just gets back on her tablet, like, and I wonder if like she notices that it's like, well, I want to be friends, but they don't even want to play, they don't even want to talk, they don't even want to interact with me. So I wonder if there's going to be even deeper theme behind this, a deeper analysis of how technology is impacting how kids are socializing in society. And I think that with this mindset in hand, of course, bring in the toys, right? But with this mindset in hand, it's like, I actually do think this is a worthwhile film. I think this film actually has a lot more going on, more so than Toy Story 4, because we're finally introducing kind of this one thing that's been impacting our society, which is technology and how we're interacting with people. And I have to say, I think watching this trailer, like, I'm not gonna lie, yes, it's still a very kid-friendly movie. It's supposed to be like that way, right? But I think watching this trailer, like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow, okay, this trailer is giving like a lot more of like adult vibes. And I'm not saying that it's like a very adult movie. It's not like anything of that sort. But that being the case, like, the whole discussion about it definitely brings a lot of adult conversations. And I think a lot of things that they speak about in this film or address, it's like, okay, a lot of adults will understand that, especially those of my generation who've been watching Toy Story since its inception. I mean, Toy Story, the first Toy Story came out when I wasn't even born yet, but the second and third one have. And it's still a franchise. It's still a set of movies that have been a huge part of my life. Like, I feel like as I'm watching these movies, I'm feeling my own life kind of manifesting similar essence of it. And now we're getting to the point where we have technology. And not only that, but we also see kind of Bonnie becoming the main part of her story. I mean, before we had Andy with the first 3 movies, we kind of had a little bit of a sense with Toy Story 4. Again, this is kind of where I was like, I wasn't a really big fan of Toy Story 4. Whereas Toy Story 5, I can get the sense of, wow, we're really starting to see a little bit more of those struggles with Bonnie, how she's becoming a lot more central a lot more here than ever before. And so it's like, it's not just the toys anymore, but now we're seeing even Bonnie having these contemplations about the changes in the world, that she may have to set aside her toys, that she may not be playing with them as much as she used to before. So yeah, I really do dig the whole premise this time around. I think this one actually will back up and be like, you know what, this one feels necessary, because maybe something that we should have done back in Toy Story 4, or maybe they delayed it specifically because we wanted Toy Story 5, who knows. But that being the case, I know I kind of went on a whole tangent with technology and like the whole Discord and sociology, but that being the case, watching the trailer, it's amazing to see how we finally got some answers in regards to Woody coming back. It seems as though that somehow he was able to transport himself. I don't know how he figured out where their address was. Maybe they had like some kind of computer or something and they tracked down Bonnie's address. Who knows? That could be a possible thing. I mean, he even understands that technology is on the rise and therefore replacing them. So maybe they have something of that sort. Maybe they have that kind of access that made it possible for him to return. We see Forky's now married. We have a lot of buzz, which I know that was like something that was teased, that we're going to see a lot of buzz this time around. But most importantly, that we're seeing Jessie becoming central part of the story. I know I was reading something about how, you know, the heart of Toy Story 5 is Jessie. It's not Woody, it's not Buzz, it's Jessie. And it makes sense. I mean, just watching the trailer, like, she's the one who's communicating with Woody. She's the one who's trying to get an understanding of what's going on. And I guess she is going to be the main reason why we're kind of having this conflict right now with Bonnie and the toys. I will say the joke about the dinosaurs going extinct again high. I was like, wow, like that is deep. Some really deep things that we're seeing here. Even a lot of toys already like giving up, being like, I'm just ready to be shoved in the corner and left there for eternity, that kind of mentality. But yeah, I think that we have a really good movie in our sight. I think this is one that I'm actually like very interested to see. I think we may have like an actual like reference to the first film, because we see a part where Woody and Buzz are holding onto the dinghy of a car, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of a callback to the first film where we have that ending where they eventually reunite with Andy in the car. So I wonder if that's a little bit of a small callback there. But that being the case, I think this is a very wonderful first look that we got. It makes a lot more sense. It's something that I personally feel a little bit more comfortable watching, that I'm not just screaming, oh, this is just cash grab, or that Disney's milking the franchise. I think this one actually makes a lot more sense in terms of where it's taking the story and how it's impacting not just the characters and the people in the real life world, but also what's happening here right now. I mean, art imitates life, right? So that's all I have to say about Toy Story 5. I'm excited to see it. It's coming out in June, right? So that's about 5 months from now, so it's gonna come by quick. But having seen an actual full trailer for Toy Story 5, how do you feel about it? For those who may actually have similar opinions about about Toy Story 4 and just having to do Toy Story 5, where do you feel now that we actually have a much better idea of where the story is going? We know that technology has been taking over the world. Now that we're finally getting to it, is this the right way to kind of continue off with the story? What do you think is going to happen with the toys? Like, can you predict, like, will Woody, Jessie, Buzz Lightyear succeed in trying to save the toys, or will the lily pad ultimately come and, you know, win the battle? I mean, who knows where we're gonna go in this direction. For someone who's like me, who are like adults out there, now looking at the trailer, like, do you feel like there's a lot of adult essence into the conversation that they're having, especially because, again, a lot of it is about the advancement in technology? So what do you think that we're finally kind of seeing that part of the world being executed in this story? Do you feel as if this actually feels like a very necessary story? Like, I know Toy Story 4 was a little bit more mixed bags with people, but maybe this one actually is worthwhile? Or do you think that the franchise itself should have still ended back in 2010 with Toy Story 3? Let me know your thoughts below, and make sure to like and subscribe.